Hello everybody, welcome to QA Isekai, kono Sekai wa Fukanzen Sugiru, to be more precise, episode 3, in which pretty much anything can happen, really. I mean, we have a goal, right? We have a goal of getting to the temple place thing where Haga's friends are, Haga's fellow QA testers, to run away from another bunch of QA testers from a different company. So that's the immediate thing. What's it gonna evolve into? I don't know. I guess we'll learn that over time. Right. In the previous episode, Haga decided to, of course, take Nikola with him. Nikola's programming, or story at least, seems to have changed a little bit. In that, she told the villagers that she will go with Mr. Haga because she wants to be the king's seeker, and everybody, nobody wanted to let her go, but she decided that she will do it, and so she did, and she went with Haga, and she will become a seeker. That's her new backstory. Completely, forgot about the village getting burned, completely forgot about herself being burned, which is interesting because it either tells us that the game is very adaptable, or that the game is very adaptable but wasn't supposed to be, or that it's not a game anymore, which is also a distinct possibility. Haga started showing Nikola the ropes of being a QA tester, right? Running at a wall, looking for gaps in collision, stuff like that. And they did check a wall of an entire town. Nikola, of course, being a little bit worse for the wear after all of that was done. And they don't even get to stay at an inn. They're gonna stay in a tent because, of course, not what she was hoping for, but, alas, that's what it is. Then they were not quite ambushed. They were met by a couple of interesting people. One Sekai and one Sumida, who turns out were also QA testers. One of them stabbed Haga just for a joke because he knows that Haga is a player, Haga is a QA tester, he probably has some health potions, and if he doesn't, well, he has the debugging tablet, so he's just gonna, set his health to max or whatever. That was the assumption. Because our new met QA testers have very dubious morals and have a very lax approach to using the debug tablet, right? So they chase after Haga and Nikola, both to get Nikola and to recruit Haga into their ranks. And yeah, that happens. They of course have the advantage of using the debug tablet willy-nilly, so they're able to clip through walls, they're able to fly, and that makes them very hard to deal with. Thankfully, the game has not been programmed all that well, and thankfully it was not programmed all that well also in that the testing privileges are not an account setting or a player setting. They're tied to an item. So once you lose your debug tablet, you lose your debugger powers, which is an interesting choice to be sure. And so Haga manages to defeat Sumida by letting him charge and fall through a wall that has no collisions outside of the map, and yoinks his debug tablet on the way. So now Sumida is falling. Whether he's gonna be falling eternally, we don't know that. We don't know if the game has any sort of a kill Z height or any sort of a kill volume or anything like that. We know that the game's landscape system is kind of wacky, because usually in a game you lay down the landscape that has collisions, and then you place buildings on it, so even if you clip through the building, there is still landscape below you. You might have seen it in some not greatly made games where you just clip through the walls and you just still walk on the ground, and you might like walk outside of the city or whatever. It's not often that you clip through a wall and then you just immediately clip underneath the map. You're gonna have to clip through the landscape as well, but apparently not in this game. So yeah, it really needed that QA testing, and it's no wonder that they hired multiple different companies to handle that. But it allowed Haga and Nikola to win that scuffle. Sekai ran away to their boss, right? And they're gonna be after Haga. That's basically what happened, right? He just ran away, and we might see him going to their headquarters and being like, boss, stop impaling the NPCs on the spire, boss. We have a QA tester who's killing us, boss. And they're gonna go after Haga. And to protect himself from that, Haga is gonna meet up with his friends who have taken over some sort of a temple thing, and his fellow QA testers from the same company are there, his friends. As I said, I'm repeating myself for some reason. And hopefully they're going to be able to figure out how to deal with the rogue QA testers, or at least if not deal with them, then, well, more people against fewer people, chances are more people are going to have an advantage. Then again, the fewer people are using debug mode willy-nilly, so, you know, immortality, flight, clipping through walls, they're not going to be easy to deal with. There's going to be much subterfuge needed, and their debug tablets are going to have to be taken away from them or destroyed, assuming they can be destroyed. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. From today's episode, I expect Haga and Nikola making it to the temple, and maybe another skirmish with the rogue QA testers. Or maybe not. Again, we'll see. We'll see all about it. I'm just gonna stop talking because it clearly doesn't work out for me. It's hot. I'm sorry. Heat has this effect on me that I just become completely discombobulated. It's 28.7 degrees because I have my window wide open. The sun is there, the window is there, so it's a little bit cooler air, and I have a fan set in this motherfucking window, blasting air inside. If you can hear the fan, I'm sorry, but I just have to. It was 31 degrees yesterday, and I'm not having a repeat of that. So, yeah, I think we should just start watching it, right? Shall we? To do it, you will need your subs, of course, as always, to follow along with me. I'm gonna need my sound to hear what's going on. What? Stop! Fucking get damn it! There. What did I tell you about being discombobulated? Sound. What did I click? Sound to hear what's going on in the show. I think that might be better. And I'm gonna have to ask you for support. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon, YouTube, down below, or not. Share my content, spread the word. Cost to nothing, helps a lot, but I would very gladly buy myself an AC. And with that, we can start watching episode 3 of QA Sekai in 3, 2, 1, go. Everything's synced up, everything's synced up. Okay, we good. Recording, recording, good. I did not fail there. Ow, my ears, Kodansha. Of course. Just moving in disguise. Yeah, I think in this case, getting to safety faster would be better than crawling your way as a bush. You could say that. Okay, so even NPCs notice, like, flying fish. Yeah, because with great power comes great responsibility, and Haga is a responsible boy. It's not even on the horizon. You're not gonna crawl there before the servers are shut down. The next 10 episodes are just gonna be them crawling. I'm sorry, that's what we're watching. Something's still off with the color balance. I think this is better. But my skin looks like... whatever. It's not a DSLR, I can't expect wonders from it. I think I'm gonna have to start saving up for a DSLR. That would be the next big upgrade to the channel, I think. Or to the quality of the videos, at least. Big upgrade to the channel, from what I hear, would be picture-in-picture versions of my videos. But I'm gonna have to do editing. I'm sorry, I really don't like editing. I mean, I like editing, but I don't like having my PC be unresponsive for 3 hours while it renders the video. Tesla? Are we getting a Cybertruck? What's that? Pickled onions? You could say that, yeah. Sumida is not having any fun, but, you know, they were trying to. He kinda killed Sumida, or at least banished him into eternal void. I mean, presumably, you could use flight, and you could just fly around. I thought it was gonna be something wicked, like, I don't know, young boy testicles or some shit. But no, thankfully it's just Chinese onion. Are you throwing the NPCs? You're throwing the NPCs. Gotcha. I thought the NPCs are gonna be the dartboard, but it's the opposite. Probably. I mean, he's the protagonist of the story, so... And also, what's the guarantee that he's gonna come here? I mean, if he wants to do his job, then he's gonna have to debug every nook and cranny of the game, so that includes the palace. What's this hole? Is that the entrance? Traps? Monsters? Ah, monsters denoting what traps lie before them? Right? Like, if you shoot and hit a goblin, then it means the maze is in a C pattern. If you hit a skeleton, then it's B pattern. Right? Stuff like that? Probably. I mean, it's actually great for safeguarding your hideout. Yeah, because he's been through them like 50 times already. Yeah. Still not happy with the camera. Ooh, shiny! Not to pick up any gold coins. The cheapest trick in the book, and you fell for it. Shoujo vision. I mean, them some coin boys, all right. Should have walked with her in front. Or next to you, at least. That's a very interesting monster, gotta say. Coins that make offerings. And put you to sleep. My camera's flickering again. Oh, and I don't know what I was expecting, but not a giant hand with a face. I really enjoy music in this show. Like a mixture of bagpipe and drums and a little bit of like electric bass guitar. I guess the coin boys are otherwise harmless. Just swiping them. And I guess they can't swim, huh? Yeah, but also Haga should have paid more attention. Oh, she's a clingy one, isn't she? What are those things besides you? Another trap? Huh? Oh, he's clipping through the ground? Why, though? Hmm. Why is he unconscious and clipping? Ah, of course. The collision is probably trying to push him out. Endless loop of respawning. Um, yeah. Hmm. Can't you grab her in the nick of time? Can't you place something underneath her so that she doesn't touch the liquid? Also included in debugging tools should be the ability to teleport any player to your position, right? So, of course. He's the workhorse of the team. He's enjoying his body. I mean, he's not incorrect. If only the game didn't trap them and was made well. True. Yeah. What happened to the other two, though? How are you gonna explain logging out to Nikola? I mean, yeah, fair. Hmm. Right, because might as well. Gotcha. Yeah, if we're stuck anyway, then might as well enjoy ourselves, right? But it's dangerous. We have a way to defeat the other band of debuggers then, right? Let's have them stuck in an infinite loop. Let's have them stuck in geometry. Kind of weird that it doesn't seem to have happened to any of them. Safe assumption, yes. Mm-hmm. Even assembled a party. I thought it's the other members of Haga's party, but apparently it's another party that he created for himself. Yep. Imagine being stuck for a year in an infinite loop like that. Hmm. So, also betting on completing the game now? Not trying to log every single bug? Hmm. What happened to her? She doesn't sound like herself. Very good question, yes. I mean, she got the backstones probably to become useful. That would be my bet. Yeah, she really doesn't seem like herself. Did the backstones like mess with her code? She's glowing and stuff. This body, what do you mean? Who are you? You're not Nikola. Meta AI, so Facebook. So like the game master of the game, basically. Operating on a meta level. Mm-hmm. Yep, the game master. I'm assuming that's the only way to manifest. Yep. Oh, maybe actually, yeah. Because they're screwing with. Yep. My theory gains credence, yeah. Eliminating. Take away the back tablets. Yep. Apparently they're edible. Yeah, she's gonna have a tummy ache once the AI leaves her. Okay, we have a goal. We have a goal. All right. We know how to progress. We can quantify it. We have a target in sight. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Right, of course. Is Yuto not also working correctly? Uh, uh, Listen, there's this god named Tesla. She had to borrow your body for a while. At least tell Nikola what she's in for. Also, I just realized Nikola Tesla. Yeah, seems to be the case, indeed. And look for some bugs, right? Oh. Wait, you did not get a complete map of the world while you were transported here? Whomst. Floating. Oh. I thought it's one of the debuggers, but no, it's just a bugged NPC T-posing and floating. I guess this is an unfinished village. That's why it's not on the map. And we're gonna meet the doggo. Okay. We have a goal. We have a goal. That matters for a story. Matters a lot. Yeah, that's the dog. When's Nikola gonna get the skull, though? That's a question. And whose skull is that? One of the debuggers? Also, Nikola is shown to be able to use magic. I wonder if it's not so much her as it's the skull. I think I actually made that theory before. Let me look it up. Pretty sure I theorized about it. I did not actually, so let's note it down. The skull does. There we go. Okay. Yeah, let's watch it again. Just one thought. It's a bit of a pity that they don't show us a little bit of something at the end of the episode, kinda. I get used to many shows doing the, disembodied voices and some lines of text, but not actually showing anything from the episode. Alternatively, I got used to having the title of the next episode. Those are always fun to have. I wouldn't want it to have like a, full preview of the next episode. Those often lead to spoilers, so whenever they happen, I either skip them or I just don't pay attention. So maybe not that, but it would be nice knowing the title of the next episode at least, or something. Regardless. Yeah, recap. Okay, so the world is like really, really unfinished, really incomplete. Glitching fish, teetering boulder thing, and curious that NPCs are able to perceive it. Or at least Nikola, we don't know of any other NPCs. I think in the process of rewriting her, Tesla might have modified Nikola a little bit more into an NPC that's not just tied to the area and only knowing the storyline, but rather into a world NPC, for the lack of a better term, that can actually perceive the world and operate within the confines of the world itself, not just within the confines of a village or a region. Call the debugger stone that you use to do your work. Strange powers, yeah. I'm glad we also got an explanation why is Haga so reluctant from using his powers, because my assumption so far was that he doesn't use his powers because he, I don't know, he's afraid that maybe using those powers is what's causing them to be unable to log out. Maybe, right? It will be a safe assumption. But no, he just saw the effects of messing with the debug stones, and he just doesn't want to go through that himself. OP, OP, OP. Yeah, there's the doggo. And this is, yeah, this is Tesla. Gotcha. That's gonna be the distinction, right? Big open eyes. Yeah, big open round eyes. Nikola. Half closed rectangular eyes. Tesla. And the title is Tesla, right? Yeah, got some pickled stuff. Sumida fell out of the world. Nothing we can do. Interesting. Interesting that there's actually nothing they can do. I mean, assuming this is actually like an infinite void, then yeah, probably not much you can do. Maybe there is an integer overflow in height so that eventually he teleports all the way up. Maybe. Because like there's no such thing in programming in general as infinity, right? There's only so many numbers, so high numbers that you can you know you can represent in a given number of bytes or bits rather. A standard 32-bit integer has the maximum size of let me check that right quick, actually. Int max value is, oh boy, that's 333. 2,147,483,647. That's the maximum value up, and the negative of that is the minimum value down. So if he falls below that, then presumably he either overflows into being up, or I don't know. But yeah, I mean, you technically could enable flight, clip through the wall, through the map, and explore outside. So it's not dangerous per se, it's just dangerous to do without the debug stone. I thought in this moment that, hey, maybe he's not actually this bad, right? Like, sure, he enlists slave labor from NPCs exactly, but he just wants them to make him some pickles. It's the others who are deranged. But no, they're just playing NPC darts. If you didn't know that they're evil yet, well, see NPC darts. I thought they're gonna place the NPC here and they're gonna throw darts at the NPC, but no, this is so much worse. So much worse. And the NPCs aren't programmed to run away, I'm assuming. Haga might be trouble, yeah, probably. Half a day away, but it's been 3... Yeah, because you've been crawling and not walking. Advent altar. I thought that maybe this entrance is like a misdirection and it's not the actual entrance. You gotta jump down the hole instead, and it's not that, you know, grand, big temple that Nikola imagines, but it's like some dingy old cellar that they made their hideout. Not quite that. Pattern C, yeah, he knows precisely how this dungeon looks, how it works, which monsters are where. Randomly placed switches. Yeah. When you are traveling with someone through a dangerous area, like Haga is traveling with Nikola, you have them next to you or in front of you. You don't have them behind you. You keep your eye on them. Big mistake there, Haga. Hopefully you will learn. The shoujo vision. Coin boys. That's a monster, all right. That's a monster design. It's like a fucked up Pac-Man or a fucked up annoying orange. It's, I mean, if nothing else, it's imaginative, right? Monsters that don't actually attack you, but rather put you to sleep, and they carry you somewhere, and then you are sacrificed to a big hand. Vikiri-sama. The monster designs in this show are interesting. I gotta give it that. They're odd and creepy and ugly, but in this, you know, disconcerting way. Not ugly because they're, I don't know, badly designed or whatever, or right, but ugly in that being, you know, monsters, essentially. Interesting. I was about to comment that this dagger is probably not doing much against this hand because it didn't really penetrate that deep, but it's a game, so it's probably only about HP, right? Like, in an FPS, you shoot the enemy in the foot, and if your sniper rifle deals 5,000 damage and the enemy has 3,000 health, well, you're gonna kill them by shooting them in the foot. So it's probably the same principle here. He doesn't need like a spear or sword or whatever. As long as his daggers can deal enough damage, that's perfectly enough. Some very expressive faces on this hand, I gotta say. If they catch you, it starts the sacrifice event and just swiping them off. Huh. Place is scarier than I thought. I was wondering what those things are. I was thinking maybe like something embedded in the floor and a tripwire between them, and she is standing on this tripwire, right, triggering another trap, or maybe it's, I don't know, a couple of bombs left behind or something like that. But no, it's one of his companions just phased halfway through the floor. Advent Altar. The Advent Altar is a relic of old times. It's a labyrinth crawling with magical creatures from the continent as well as cultists. Only adventurers who do not value their lives go near it. Fighters, people who study sword and shield techniques. Because there are no skill requirements to join, the Clayborne Island Warriors Guild has the highest number of registered members. Gotcha. And I wanted to go back a little because I missed one thing. Haga told us about this dungeon. It's like from a DLC, I think. Yeah, he said something about a DLC at some point. Yeah, dungeon is a DLC bonus. The game isn't even out yet and already has DLC. Who's making it? EA? Yeah, that's what I wanted to see. Whether he mentioned a name of the DLC or something, because I kind of missed it. I just got the DLC from this bit, but yeah. For nearly a year now, he tried to free them. Infinite loop of reviving and dying. So even the debug mode is bugged, essentially, right? Yeah, no, probably not a great place to be in an infinite loop of dying and reviving. Also, very weird way for invincibility to work, right? That you are still killed, but then you revive, instead of just not being able to be killed. Again, someone really did not think this game through. Not even the debugging tools, did they? And even if the invincibility made it so that if you touch an insta-kill trap, you roll back to the previous area, previous save spot is always on the ground. safe spot is never in the air. Like, when I made my my bachelor's thesis project for my bachelor's thesis in Unreal, it was like a small little 3D platformer. I remember making the save point, like when you jump and the jump doesn't work and you fall into lava or whatever. It was a raycast, or line trace rather, it's called in Unreal, downwards to check if it hits something. If it hits something, means it's solid ground, and thus it creates a safe spot there. And if you jump and you fall into lava, you go back to the last save point. There were moving platforms as well, and what did I use there? Not a gameplay tag. I don't think gameplay tags were a thing back then. I think I just used a plain old interface. Yeah, I think I just used an interface. And if the item is of that interface, then it means it's a moving platform, so don't create a safe spot there, only solid ground. So again, another very easy thing to avoid, but they just did not avoid it. Yeah, the game really wasn't made well. It really wasn't. Not checking that the teleportation area is clear before teleporting the user. Where was it? Yeah, another project I was working for, like a bootleg version of Voices of the Void. It was supposed to be. I was having trouble figuring out how to get the player to jump off an ATV in a safe way, because if I were to just detach the player from the ATV and the ATV was turned upside down, then the player would just face through the ground and fall below the map. I had the kill Z volume set up, unlike them though, so the player would still go up. But how did I handle it? Right, sphere around the ATV and checking random locations on that sphere with a collider the size of the player collision capsule. And if the collider did not hit anything, that's the spot to respawn the player. It was a little bit random where that place would be, but it worked. So again, they did not do their homework. Originally a team of 5, right. One of them flew up and never returned, another is stuck in a loop, and the leader went off to complete the game, apparently. Linked to your ID. Interesting. So does it mean that nobody else can use them but you? Use of the bug mode is off limits. Why is it there, then? I mean, it's probably there to save them from bugs, right? That's probably the intent. If you face through a wall and fall under the map, like Sumida did, you have the possible out of using the debug stone to enable flight, or to teleport yourself, or something like that, right? So that's the purpose, but they, of course, started using it for other purposes. Yeah, enjoying the game a little bit too much, maybe. They all enjoy their jobs, yeah, but then the news came that they cannot log out, and thus they decided, you know, fuck it. We can't log out anyway, might as well just make the most out of living here. I always wanted to feel what it means to fly, and so, you know, I'm just gonna fly around. Sue me, right? What just happened to my camera? I think it just froze and unfroze. Huh. Yeah, using the bug mode to entertain themselves. I think I can really go high by messing with this parameter, and boy did he go high. Boy, how did he? Infinite death loop, disappeared back into the sky, and he got stuck, and yeah, we get a nice and proper full reason why Haga is not going to use the bug mode. Cool, I like it. This episode did a lot. This episode explained why Haga is the way he is. It explained, it gave us a purpose, it gave us a goal, it gave us a reason, right? Yeah, this episode matters a lot. And And he was trying to clear the game, right? And he has a team with him. Jin, right, Yuto Jinbayashi. Jin in short. Gotcha. Imagine being stuck in an infinite death and rebirth loop for a year. It's gonna fuck up with your mind, isn't it? Or being stuck in the ground for a year. It's gonna fuck you in the head so hard. They're not gonna be the same people once they are saved. Humans really don't do well with any sort of deprivation, be it sensory deprivation or movement deprivation. And deprivation from engagement in the first place, right? Like, it's one thing if you're paralyzed neck down, but you can still read, listen to audiobooks, watch movies, talk to people. It's a different thing when you're like the dude who's phasing through the ground, essentially stuck in a sensory deprivation chamber. I can't remember what's the record for people staying in a sensory deprivation chamber, but I think it was measured in minutes or hours, but not in days. You start, like, when your brain is deprived of sounds, it starts creating sounds. If it's deprived of things to see, it starts creating things to see. If you're stuck in a sensory deprivation chamber, you start seeing things that aren't there and hearing things that aren't there. You start hallucinating because your brain is so starved for sensations, essentially. So I can't imagine what's happening to Masaru right now. Haga Sumidas. I was wondering what's happening here. I thought that either one of the enemy debuggers might have taken over Nikola, right? That would be a safe assumption. Then I thought that maybe it's Nikola's own doing, that she's showing her true colors, maybe. Or maybe she's gonna be like, well, Haga-san, you have the tablet for yourself, but I have nothing. Well, I'm gonna get this tablet. I'm gonna give myself superpowers, and I'm gonna be of help to you. Or, you know, some misguided desire to help turning into her using the debug tablet to maybe change her class into mage or something like that. But no, it's the world AI, apparently. Tesla, Meta AI, character AI defined for each NPC in game. Yeah, navigation AI handles things like environmental data. What do you mean navigation AI? Navigation is a part of the character. The map, it has a nav mesh created, which is like a simplified collision of the world to tell NPCs and play, mostly NPCs, that those are the zones you cannot go, and those are the zones you can go. And then the navigation through that is usually down to every individual NPC, or whatever is moving through the nav mesh. What's it mean, navigation AI? Is it like more of a world AI, like simulated, I don't know, simulated economy, for example, like in Fable games, where you can buy stuff for cheap in one town, go to other town, sell it for more, but because you sold it, then the price drops, and maybe something like that. I don't know. Why would it be called navigation AI though? And the meta AI that runs the entire game, basically an AI game master, creating encounters, spawning world bosses, stuff like that. Gotcha. She was the closest available, right? Makes sense. Eliminate the debuggers. We have a goal. We finally have a goal. If they're not stopped, the debugging will not be complete. Yeah, just stop them and eat the tablet. And she has no authorization to interfere directly with players. Makes sense, actually, right? Like, the Game Master AI should be able to manipulate the world in order to make it interesting to play for the players. But manipulating the players, well, that's taking the control away from players, and it's never fun when it happens. So it makes sense for her to have this sort of a limitation. Work hard. Yeah, I guess he's not gonna explain anything to Nikola. That might come and bite him in the ass eventually, but we'll see. The village is not on the map because, I mean, it clearly looks unfinished. There's the lack of detail, just a very basic wall, some very basic buildings, nothing particular happening here, no greebling, no props, no nothing. And the NPC is floating and T-posing. Of course. Of course the NPC is floating and T-posing. How badly is this game made that they don't have like a base skeleton and animation set for all NPCs? That like specific NPC might have collision that extends below his feet, but other NPCs don't. Who made it? Bethesda? And yeah, oh, and that's Tesla showing herself again. There we go. That's the episode. That's the episode. And it was a good one. It was a good one. Because it did a lot, as I mentioned. It showed us where Haga's friends went, right? Why he's traveling alone and not with someone. It shows that others can't go about the debugging job because they can't go anywhere, period, right? It shows us why Haga is so reluctant to use the debugger stone. I thought that maybe using it responsibly in a limited capacity, right? That might be still fine to do if push comes to shove. I even have it noted in my theories that Haga eventually uses the debug stone. But if the debug stone itself is bugged, essentially, or if it can lead you into bugged situations without the ability to unstuck yourself, then yes, using it is risky. Yes, using it is very risky. Right? Maybe if you give yourself 5 billion health just for shits and giggles, it overflows into the negative integer and you are left with negative amounts of health. And you're stuck in the loop of dying and reviving. Maybe, right? Because revival is set to give you 1 HP back or whatever. And so you're stuck for 3 billion cycles of resurrection until you get like 1 HP finally, right? There is no predicting how broken this game is, so I can actually understand why he's not gonna use the debug stone. Good. I like it. I like that this gets established. It also gives us an opportunity. It gives us a potential way of dealing with the Rook debuggers, right? It could very well be that they just defeat themselves, right? It could very well be that Haga, I don't know, goads them into teleporting somewhere where he knows that the space is too small, and so it's guaranteed that the debugger is going to be teleported like halfway through terrain. Easy. They get stuck, Haga grabs their tablet, and one debugger defeated, right? Or stuck in a cycle of endless death and revival. That's also a possibility. One way to defeat the debugger. And others utilizing the bugs both with the game itself and the bugs caused by the use of the bug tablets. The previous episode kind of made it seem like if someone has a debug tablet, they are basically impossible to get rid of unless they fall for some sort of a trap. This episode shows that there are more possibilities. Good. And another very good and very needed thing is we have a concrete goal. So far, the goal was fairly vague, right? Travel the world, find bugs, report them. Maybe that's gonna work. Maybe that's gonna get us out of the game, but it's not really a guarantee. Now that we have the game master AI appear and tell us in plain words, it's because of the overuse of the bug tablets that the game is borked and you cannot log out. Find the debuggers who overuse it, take their tablets away from them, destroy them, then the game is going to be fixed. Or rather, then finish debugging the game, and when that is done, the game can be released, you're going to be free. We have a goal, we have, well, we can't really quantify it, we don't know how many debuggers are there. That would be useful information to know. But we know that there is a finite amount of them. So every rook debugger we get rid of gets us one tangible step closer to getting to the goal of freeing ourselves from the game, right? Cool. This episode did a lot. And if someone abides by the 3-episode rule and wasn't sure of this anime during the previous 2 episodes, I think this one might give them the push to continue watching. Yeah, very needed, very worthwhile, very important, and good episode. I enjoyed myself, but did you enjoy yourself? Tell me all about it in the comments down below. What did you think of this episode, of my reaction, my theories, stuff like that? No spoilers, please. Spoilers can go to my Discord here. Also in the description. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe to be notified of future videos, and not only QA Isekai but also Vistoria, Shy, Osamu Dazai Isekai. Bye Bye Earth, Bye Bye Earth is great, by the way, go and watch it. Spice and Wolf still continues, and others coming in the future. Click the bell to be notified when I go live, because I do stream sometimes, and also get notified when the videos go live. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon down below, where for $10 a month you get early access to non-seasonal shows like Wasuyu, and for just $1 you get a role on the Discord and a place in the credits. You can also support me directly on YouTube, memberships, super thanks, super chats, and if you don't want to spend any money whatsoever, you don't have to. Yeah, you can hear that motorcycle. Share my content, spread the word, it costs you nothing and helps a lot. And with that out of the way, that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers! And here's my one for Patreon: Scooby, Without an Edze, Rainer, Yukiala, Dr. Friedrich Jung, Agaman, Marsh, Fassel, and Hans Peter. And you can join them if you want without having to be stuck in an endless loop of resurrection.